Spicy by aespa sounds like it should be part of a Sims soundtrack, so much so to the point that I will be walking in the park listening to the instrumental to this song and imagining aespa having a Sims themed music video as a part of a brand deal. I have a play-by-play of how the Sims themed music video should go. I will make a mock-up of it one day. Maybe that's an embarrassing thing to admit, but this is my truth. I love Spicy. It's my #1 aespa song at the moment and has been for quite a while. After Supernova released its death grip over my mind and spirit, I was able to return to my roots as a Spicy apologist. The section of this song that pulls the Sims theme together for me is the post-chorus, that incredible rising synth line. It's my favorite part of the song. I never get tired of listening to it. It pulls together this industrial soundscape using its own harsh instrumentation, like sonically bending the metallic sound of this track to inspire a sense of exhilaration. As this song exists to introduce the real world that aespa lives in, this track to me musically portrays the excitement for simply the progression of life and society. Genuinely, it's a beautiful representation of the human experience, the pervasive nature of technology and industry, and how we have learned to coexist with it by necessity. This is The Sims, the inherent living of a life. We live because we do, but this is also aespa as they have always been, just in a new context. The main narrative basis of this group, from the promotional teasers ahead of their debut, has been a fictional case study on humanity's relationship with technology that has an increasing potential for intelligence. aespa presents us with a world where the data you upload on social media has the ability to physically manifest into a conscious person separate from you. Your own, quote, I member is the makeup of the data you provide to the internet. Just with its own mind and autonomy, it can think for itself. As science fiction coded as it is, we're not too distant from a world where something like this is possible, for better or for worse. But for better or for worse, right? Humanity and society progresses, and technology and innovation goes along with it. It's a harsh thing to reconcile with, especially as of recently, we see the advent of things like generative AI compromising the livelihood of jobs both creative and technical. The synth-heavy Spicy is a harsh but hopeful song, a flower that grows through the cracks in concrete. Life finds a way, the embodiment of the power of progress in its most beautiful and ugly stages. That's what the post-chorus means to me, and how it pulls the narrative of this song and album together so incredibly well in retrospect. I had to look for it for a while, but I think the Sims soundtrack it reminds me of the most is the build and buy mode soundtrack from the 2003 Sims Busting Out game. It's something about the progression in both of these tracks, the way it trails along slowly but surely because it has to. It sounds like a montage of someone simply living a life, being both witness to and a participant in the society around them, despite all its flaws in regards to technology and the nature of humans. We live because we do. The real world aespa introduces us to with this album is incredibly volatile. Humans are not perfect, and as we've seen, have an incredible capacity to take advantage of technology for personal gain, even if it means the stifling of others. In The Sims and in the real world, the one thing we can truly count on is for humans to be selfish, unfortunately. The My World album, in a literal sense, also marked a stark change for aespa and SM Entertainment internally. This is the first comeback without producers like Yu Young-jin and Lee Soo-man, the people who drafted the original aespa storyline with all of its lore. The comeback drought from Girls to Spicy was long, but for as much that must have had to be changed about this group internally, and looking at it all in retrospect, we go from Spicy to Drama, Supernova, Armageddon, and Whiplash. Back-to-back, industry-defining releases that push the limits of aespa as a group. The My World album marks a narrative, but also in some ways quite forcible change in identity and trajectory for aespa. And the way they've been able to pull this transition off in the second act of their career is already historical. To me, aespa is the #1 K-pop group right now for a very clear reason, and I think Their ability to adapt spicy, the literal but also sonic bending and reforging of their own soundscape, is emblematic of this group's great success, an ability to be versatile. This is how spicy changed everything, in my opinion. It took the industrial sounds before it and repurposed it in a way that set the tone, sonically and narratively, for the releases to come. Spicy is the power of progress, the indomitable human spirit despite everything. Am I looking too much into this? As always, I do nothing but reach on this channel. I'll be the first person to tell you that, but this is truly what this song means to me, why I love it so much and hold the My World album in such high regards. It really is a Sims-themed project in so many senses and plays incredibly well into the group that aespa was at this period in their career. It's exactly what they needed, despite everything that was going on. I am a spicy apologist until the end. Thank you for watching this. If you did, let me know what you think. What is your own understanding of spicy? How do you understand it in aespa's discography and things like that? Yeah, thanks again for watching. Subscribe if you want to, and I will see you next time.